Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another video. So what I want to do in this video is just go over the guppy fry that are in this tank right over here and moving them over into the large tank. But before I do that, I just want to show you that I'm sending out an order right now for one of my customers that I've gotten from the Guppy Fish Enthusiast group, who ordered 3 stickers. So these are what the stickers look like. They peel right off, so there is a little edging on there, so it's not the whole white plastic around the edge. We also have the magnets, and then what I'm doing is giving each member, for every item that they order, a bag of the Hikari fancy guppy food. These can actually be found on my link below in the description, as well as going on my direct website. So the links are below. So what I'm going to do now is, I've mentioned before that these fish actually had some fry. I have to do a water tank. The water's actually pretty low. I have to do a water tank. I have to do a water change. So yeah, I have to do a water change in this tank because the water level is getting pretty low. And what I want to do is move the fry from here into the large tank. So these guys, if you see right down there, are about 3 weeks old right now. I raised them out in this tank for quite a while so the parents could not eat them, and I kept feeding them. Let's see if I can find the food. I was feeding them originally the Hikari First Bites. So I did this for about 2 weeks. And then to prepare them to join the adults, I started giving them the fancy guppy food. But I was crushing this up into little flakes, smaller pieces, so they would be able to eat it. That way they got used to the food that they'd be eating in the large tank with the adults. They're definitely big enough that no one in this tank will eat them. So today, during a water change, I'm going to move them right over. What I want to do is actually do the water change first and then move over. Otherwise, they'd be in this tank in their own water, then a water change in here, and then there would be a water change in here. So now they have to acclimate to the water change water, and then acclimate again to the large tank. So if I do the water change here and move them in first, and acclimate them directly to that, they're already in their standard water. So that's what's going on with that. So these are the first generation from trying to cross my own together. So we have the Red Dragon Mosaic Dumbo Ear, we have the Dumbo Ear Panda, and we have the Nebula Steel in there. So that's where these fry over there came from. I'm just going to let them all freely breed for quite a while, so a couple generations, just to see what interesting individuals I get out of it, and then I'll separate those and selectively breed them from there. So we're doing pretty good on the Facebook group. We're at about 27,000 members on the actual Guppy Fish Enthusiast page. The seller page, where you can sell your own fish or buy fish from other hobbyists at a pretty good deal from what I've been seeing. We're about 1,000 members there. And then I have the Home Aquatics fan page, which I post a lot of videos, conversations, a lot of updates on there that you don't see in the videos right away until the video comes out. And those, we have about 110 followers. And obviously the YouTube, we're almost very close to 10,000 subscribers. So once we do reach 10,000 subscribers, I'll be doing a giveaway, which is awesome because now it's starting to warm up outside. So hint hint, there might be some fish involved for free. And yeah, again, we haven't moved into the new house yet, just waiting on a couple things there. But once we do, this will be torn down. It will probably be hanging out in the basement for quite a while, in an unfinished basement, until we get that up and running. There will be a fish room and you guys will be part of it, so definitely hit the subscribe button if you haven't already to follow up with that, and also hit the little bell, that way you get some notifications. So there will be a series in the future coming up with the fish room build. I have been messing around and posting on the Facebook the fan page of what I should do with that fish room, and what I've been thinking is I've been experimenting with just air to filter all my tanks. And well, this one has a matte filter too, and I haven't had any issues. And when I moved to the new house, what I was thinking about is these are 5.5 gallon tanks. I'm going to upgrade to 10 gallon tanks, filter these with the air and the sponge filters, and then maybe have 2 large 40 gallon breeders that I'll let the fish grow out in. And those are either going to be matte filters, or again, maybe 2 or 3 sponge filters in each, or a larger sponge filter. So that's something I've been messing around with. And I also want to do automatic water changes. So each tank will be on their own system with a constant drip of water to do water changes. Because, you know, a lot of us in the hobby don't like to do water changes. And I've seen a lot of videos of how to avoid water changes, how to have a tank without a water change, and I highly don't recommend, but by highly I mean I personally don't recommend not doing water changes. You have to keep replenishing the minerals in the water from coming from your tap water, and you also want the waste to be taken out of the tanks. So automatic water changes is all it is, just a tube that drips water in at a steady pace, and it's every single day it's just replenishing and changing your water in your tank, so you don't have to actually go back and do weekly or bi-weekly or daily or whatever you do water changes. So I've been thinking about that idea, and then there's an overflow that the extra water coming in raises your water level, and then the extra water just dumps right back out. So, and then that goes into whatever drainage system you want to be using. So that's an idea I've been messing around with. So I have these plans going on in my head. That's also going to be where the home aquatics is centered. So I'll have a desk with my setup with my computer, my laptop where I make all my videos, and then I'm going to see if I can start getting some more items in the home aquatics store. But that all depends on supply and demand. So if not supply and demand, it depends on the demand. So if you guys are definitely interested in more products like hats, t-shirts, and stuff like that, definitely let me know in the comments below. And that's pretty much all I have for this video. So I do want to show you guys the fish, but to do that I have to do the water change. So I'll keep you guys posted in about, I don't know, 2 seconds. 2 seconds on this video, but in real time it's going to be about half an hour to an hour while I empty out these tanks, catch the little fish, and put them in a cup. So I'll show you them in this cup in a few seconds. Alright guys, so we caught the guppy fry right over here. And the interesting part is we actually had 100% survival rate. So I put 10 into this tank right over here. And wait, I put 8 into this tank over here. And I took out 8, so 100% survival rate. Now the only issue with that is that there is one with a bent spine right back there. You can probably see him right down the bottom corner. And that guy's gonna have to be a cull because he's a pretty bent spine. But what's interesting to see about these guys is that they're actually coloring up really, really well. And if I had to guess, based on their dark colored tails, they are definitely not from the red dragon. So the majority of these do have darker tails, and that's a characteristic of the nebulous steel, and that's the one right there with the bent spine. I don't recommend keeping them just because they tend to pass those genes on, and that's something I don't want in my population. But these guys, which is very, very difficult for you guys to see on the camera, have very large pectoral fins compared to their size. So I'm going to say that I might have some Dumbo ear in here. We'll have to see as they grow older, because they actually start to show that as they age. Again, the one with the bent spine right there. So out of 8, we'll keep 7. I would have to say majority of these look like females. So these are about 3 weeks old. They're already big enough to sex. That female right there. A couple females. There might be a male. That little guy right there might be a male. So these guys are going to be released into the large tank. So in the next video, we should be able to see them all in there. I have to take that one out, unfortunately. You do, with breeding, you do get some that you don't want to keep because of birth defects and stuff like that. This one I just saw, so pretty much I just threw them in there, left them in there for about 3 weeks, and kept feeding them 2 to 3 times a day. 100% survival rate, except that one that has to be culled, and it's part of the breeding process, part of selecting your own strains and all that good stuff. So that guy has to be removed, unfortunately. But yeah, otherwise these guys look great, very good. I really hope they're Dumbo ears, because that's one of the traits I want to breed for in the future. So if I can start getting that trait now, that'd be awesome. I haven't really decided on colors, but I think what I want to do with colors is look for a dark tail like the nebulous steels, but then at the same time have Dumbo ears with a dragon pattern. I don't think it's possible, but we'll have to keep trying. Alright guys, thanks for checking out the video. If you're new, hit that like button and subscribe. If you're returning, drop another like, share, and comment below. This video is also going to be posted on Guppy Fish Enthusiast, which you can find in the description below, and my Facebook page. Alright guys, thanks for checking out. Have a good one.